It's tried to restart the
Do you
stream
know, Ace?
like 3 times.
Donkey Kongo. Because it blends Kong and Bongo.
You're not that far off from a title called Donkey Konga, but that is not it.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to get it. It's Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Okay. I mean, I guess we could have maybe put that together, but
Okay. So the last year, 2014, game B was not chosen, as per usual. Monolith Productions set out to create a unique story in a very established universe using the Legendarium, a supplemental piece never officially published.
the Legendarium.
Legendarium.
I've not heard of that before, so I think a clue 2 would be in order.
Yep.
All right. Using an innovative AI to promote enemies based on abilities and a hierarchy called the Nemesis system, this WB published game made news with the unique gameplay and scenarios the Nemesis system provided. Aces.
Is this? I don't know if this is correct. I feel like I heard it was tied to this game. Is this Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor?
That is correct. That is Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Yep.
I recently rewatched Lord of the Rings, and then I was watching other stuff too,
So,
and that happened to come up.
let's see. Did you guys beat your original scores?
I don't think so.
You got
No, I
7.
don't think so.
7 points.
I think we got the first one and then the last one.
Nope,
so...
because you guys got a 2, a 3, and a 2. So you got 7.
Oh.
So the ones you
Well,
got
it'd be my score.
were high enough. So you tied Sasha's score, initial score, without the Jeopardy.
Mhm.
So just to flesh it out so that we have all the clues. Kirby's Dream Land, you got to include 2. The last clue was this game has been remade and redone under the title of Spring Breeze many times, with the original debut of Kirby was titled something else, which would have been Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh, I also forgot to mention.
Mhm.
I recently saw a TikTok too of, I don't know if it was from the first game or
a
the
TikTok.
second one.
Because you said TikTok 2, and I was like, tic-tac-toe. What? You saw
No, no, the TikTok video. I'm not sure if it was from the first Shadow or the first Middle Earth game or the second one. But this guy, because I think there's certain manipulators that you can do with the Nemesis system or the way that the game plays.
Probably, yeah.
The guy set up all the enemies except for like the boss in this one area to be spies. So he like entered into the hall and
yes.
So it triggered
you can
the battle scene, and then they all just instantly turned. So it was like a solid 30 seconds of like zoom ins on each of them turning, and then they all just went and killed him.
So
killed
what
the
you
boss
can
for the guy.
Yeah, what you can do is when you take over, like whenever you're supplanting a captain or a general or whatever, you can choose to make them a spy. Essentially, is a good way to put it. But turn them to your side or kill them. So basically, work for me or die is essentially whatever you do. So my thing was, I wouldn't kill anybody. I turned everyone to my side, and then we went to battle against the general, and it was like,
Mhm.
like it was.
Yeah, because I haven't had much experience with the game, but in
It
seeing that
is.
clip, I was just giggling at just everyone just turning immediately and just killing the guy.
I don't think that number 2 is needed in the slightest. You can avoid number 2
No?
entirely. It's fun. It's fine. Number 1 is a good experience, a good story, and amazing gameplay by itself. So I heavily suggest. Sasha, have you played Shadow of Mordor?
I have not.
I heavily suggest that both of you guys play it. If you're interested in Lord of the Rings, do not take it as canon. I don't think it is, especially number 2, because
I'm not that invested.
no, I don't.
like it, but
But it's a really cool. It's like Assassin's Creed like gameplay, with this really cool AI nemesis system of like capturing orcs and like turning them to your side and yada yada. Like that aspect alone is really cool. I think you would enjoy it, Sasha, if you ever get the chance, or if it's on Game Pass or
sounds
something.
like my husband might like it. I'm surprised he hasn't played it.
It's really good. Number 2, I'm sorry, Shelob being this hot elf woman, that just really, really, really messes with my head, and I can't do it. It just
What? So they're saying Shelob was an elf that got turned into a spider?
essentially, yes, and that's why it is not
That's
canon,
weird.
because Shelob is not that. But it does play with some actual like canon characters, like Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor is the name of the elf who forged the Great Rings. That like
Mhm.
he is that guy, and you are playing with him. And it's cool to have some aspects of the Lord of the Rings stuff, but like, and the gameplay, like I said, the gameplay is amazing. It's like a better Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. If you've played Assassin's Creed, get to do all sorts of cool stuff. Like Celebrimbor, like you can do like chain assassination kills. So you'll like come up behind an orc, stab it. Celebrimbor teleports you to the next orc. You stab that guy, teleports you to the third orc, and stab that guy, and then you can fight. Like it's
Okay.
just really cool, like a really cool system. And then like the different immunities and resistances, and then fears. Because every time someone gets a immunity or something, there's a weakness that always pops up, and it's really funny for someone to be like immune to like backstabs or something but afraid of bees. So you lure them to like a beehive, and they're like they're running from the bees and stuff. It's just hilarious. It's a really fun game.
So Nick Cage is in the game, is what you're saying.
Yes. So that being said, so we just did Jungle Beat. Did Okay, so we got to do the remaining clues for Smash Bros. That's where we left off. Man, we're getting sidetracked today, but it's okay. So clue 2 for Smash Bros. Was, despite being a fighting game, Nintendo coined a subgenre in the platform fighting games and decided to use the idea of knocking someone out of the arena instead of life bars, and like many more traditional fighters. Duh, Smash Bros. Number 3, the third clue would be, the game became a smash hit with Mario, DK, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, and Pikachu starting the roster. It also featured a fighting game staple of unlockable secret characters: Luigi, Captain Falcon, Ness, and Jigglypuff. So, and then we are to Shadow of Mordor, which you guys got in the second clue. The third clue is Talion, a ranger of Gondor, teams up with Celebrimbor, the creator of the Ring of Power, to stop Sauron and his evil plans before Frodo ever discovers the ring. So, right there, Lord of the Rings, the main characters. Like, and
I'm thinking of watching the Rings of Power series.
I don't know. I've
But we'll
heard a lot of hate for him. I'm not really sure why.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's entertaining, but I have fallen asleep and had to like restart. some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have Amazon, so I don't. It's for me. It's like a wait thing.
It's not as good as House of the Dragon, in my opinion, but I think it is worth enjoying both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw a thing that allegedly Bezos's son or whatever said not to make it shitty, or not to make the show bad. And apparently, it's been
Hey,
getting all these reviews.
This
So
thing I
guess
like.
he
Please
fucked
don't
up.
make it shitty.
I think it's getting higher ratings than House of the Dragon, but I just
You're more
I feel like
invested
you
in that
gotta-
series than you are Lord of the Rings, anyways. That makes sense.
yes,
Yeah.
because I think that the pacing in both of the shows, you got to be really into the lore
Right.
to not
Mhm.
fall asleep.
Oh, by the way, when I talk about the Legendarium is a subsect of the Silmarillion, which most people know the Silmarillion was the unpublished work of Tolkien, right? We do know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the Legendarium is a subsect of the Silmarillion that Tolkien's son published.
Mm.
And apparently, Shadow of Mordor actually takes events from the Legendarium. Didn't know that until I started researching it. So, these are the games that were picked and then rolled throughout the whole years. So, 1988, game number 1 was Altered Beast. Number 2, Ghouls and Ghosts. Number 3, Tetris. Number 4, Super Mario Bros. 2 / Doki Doki Panic. So this is the fake Super Mario Bros. 2, but Doki Doki Panic, and yeah, that whole story. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Number 6, Pool of Radiance. Number 7, Fantasy Star. Number 8, RC Pro Am. Number 9, Final Fantasy 2. And then number 10, Dragon Quest 3, which is something you said, Sasha. Here's where I had a problem and I had to start explain things. 1992. I only found 7 games worth talking about. I spent an hour looking for games for 1992. Like, for whatever reason, we just sort of hit a dry spell on this one. So,
Mhm.
Zelda, Link to the Past, Sonic 2, Super Mario Kart, Kirby's Dream Land, Wolfenstein 3D, Night Trap, Mega Man 5, and then we have in the retired category, which we've already done these, Q*bert, Echo the Dolphin, and Mortal Kombat. 1999, Super Smash Bros., Pokemon Snap, Ape Escape, Driver, Soul Calibur, EverQuest, Silent Hill, Medal of Honor, Crash Team Racing, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, and with the retired games of Pepsi Man, Donkey Kong 64, and Resident Evil 3.
Pepsi Man.
I love that Pepsi Man got picked the last time we did that. Pepsi Man is hilarious. 2005, Pokemon Emerald, Shadow of the Colossus, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Fox Assault, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Guild Wars, DDR Mario Remix, Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, Jade Empire, and Destroy All Humans. With the
Destroy All Humans was fun.
I still have never played it. I own it
That is Grand Theft Auto,
with
but you're
aliens.
just destroying humans with alien guns.
Yes, I know.
It's so fun.
I own it on GOG. I've had it installed for a long time. I just haven't played it. I have the remaster that I just haven't done. Reprobed, to Destroy All Humans. Reprobed, I think is what
I
it's called.
haven't played the remastered ones. I think they're on Game Pass. So
Yeah, they're on everything. They're on Switch, like even Switch. So I own it. I have it installed even. I just haven't done it yet. The retired games of 2005 are Resident Evil 4, God of War, and Shadow the Hedgehog. 2014. This is the big year because we have 6 retired games. because this is the third time of us doing this here. Super Smash Bros. Wii U, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, The Banner Saga, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Mario Kart 8, Shadow of Mordor, Sonic Boom: The Rise of Lyric.
Yep.
Shenmue.
Yeah, I don't have Shenmue on the list. Nidhogg, The Last of Us Left Behind, and Smite. With the retired games of Grand Theft Auto 5, Rayman Legends, Tomb Raider, Bayonetta 2, Shovel Knight, and Titanfall. So, 2014, a stacked year. Very much so.
Yes.
Alrighty. So that's it. So, I guess you can write stuff down because literally we have one episode left of 92. That's it. That's all it has left. That's why I put it on a dying notice. So
You know what? Just take it out back and put it out of its misery, because we don't need to run through the rest of the Nintendo games from 1992.
okay. Of all of the remaining remaining 4 games, one of them appears on Nintendo. The other 3 did not appear on Nintendo. I don't even know what Night Trap came out on.
Night Trap was
CDR, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yes. I think it was
It's
on
it's
like
also getting
Sega
a lot of
CD or something.
it's also getting a lot of re-releases because it's on
Yes, it's
Switch, but it's also
on
on
Switch now.
limited run for pretty much everything.
Yeah,
I
It's
think.
like comically bad.
right. But it is notable enough to have on the list. So
Oh yeah, that's why there's a rating system. It's part of the rating system.
yeah, essentially, what's going to happen whenever we do 92 again is I'm going to have 4 games on the list, and one of them isn't going to be picked, and it's the only way that game comes to life with a question is if it's the bonus year, if it's the Jeopardy year, and we pick all the games on that list. Like, there will be a game that we will never do if that's not a Jeopardy year.
Mm-hmm.
Or what you could do is not do 1992 as a full round, just leave it as a Jeopardy question.
Sure, I could do that. That'd be a weird one to do because, like, okay, I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball because it's not part of the years you guys studied, but
Yeah, I mean, but like we barely study, so
fair enough. Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, like, the game's there. Sonic 2, I don't care to talk about. Wolfenstein 3D, there's a lot of cool stuff about that game. Night Trap, a lot of cool stuff about that game. Mega Man 5, I'm sorry, Mega Man fans. Fuck it. I don't care. Like, I know it's notable. I don't care. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't had Wolfenstein yet.
yeah, well, but the problem Wolfenstein has, it may be the older brother to Doom, but it is always overshadowed by Doom in many ways.
I love Wolfenstein 3D. That game is fun.
It is. It is. It's very fun. So, I don't want to talk too much about Mass Effect today because I want to save this for this upcoming bickering bucks with you and Brian that we'll be doing at some point.
Okay.
Did you see that Stadia shut down?
I did see that, yeah.
Is shutting down?
I
think it's like...
I am 0% surprised.
Yeah.
I am still heavily not a proponent of always online or VR or all this new stuff that's coming around. I'm okay with new ideas, but the moment you have to have always online connectivity in the United States, done. You're dead. I mean, look at this. I can't keep a stable internet connection for us just talking on Discord and me streaming it to Twitch. Like, I'm not even trying to stream gameplay. Like, now, that's probably because Chauncey's watching anime upstairs.
Well, not only that, but like we also we have Spectrum in our area, and they at random times will like do service work on the connection and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it has to be Spectrum here unless I want to use a dial-up connection. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no other choice. I guess I could go with satellite internet technically, but that's not a choice. That is about as useful as dial-up, probably less so.
Yeah, and meanwhile in other countries they've got like crazy fast Wi-Fi.
Right. I mean, no.
You mean countries that spend money on infrastructure?
Yeah.
That's wild.
You said the thing.
The only infrastructure we spend money on here is our roads, and it's constantly.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't last.
No, they don't.
I live in Michigan. We have notoriously very, very bad roads.
On my way, every time, like today, the girls wanted. We were trying to figure out. It was just me and the girls for dinner today. We were driving into Waverly because I live between the two, Chillicothe and Waverly. Drive into Waverly, there is a part of the road that is gone. It has fallen off, and there are just barrels that just say 1-lane road, and you have to just drive into oncoming traffic on that road.
It says, oh, I'm just gonna sneak right by you.
They just have a sign that says 1-lane road up ahead, and you just have to drive around the barrels that is just clearly like looks like some giant monster took a bite out of the road, and it's just gone. It's just fallen off the hill. Like, there are 3 places in this road on the way from my house to Waverly, which is a 10-minute drive, that this has happened. And only one of them are currently in that state, and the other 2 have repaired and have thankfully stayed repaired. But yeah, not saying our roads are that much better.
Yeah, I mean, it's a meme in Wisconsin that Highway 41 has been in construction forever.
Oh yeah,
or been getting worked on for forever.
I-70 in Ohio is the same way. I-70 cuts straight across the middle of Ohio, east to west, all the way through Columbus and everything. And yeah, it's the same way. Oh boy. So, despite having finished Mass Effect, I have moved on to Bayonetta. Sasha, have you ever played Bayonetta? Don't think it was.
That's not really for me. My husband really enjoys Bayonetta, but
not into the what do they call them? Spectacle fighters.
Nope. And gotta be honest, like Bayonetta's just. I don't think she's a character designed for me as an audience member.
No.
That's fair.
Well, it's weird.
It's not for me, and I'm fine with that.
She is. I'm not particularly fond of her character as much as I'm just fond of the gameplay. She reminds me of, like, take Dante and sexualize him as a woman. And that's kind of what I feel about Bayonetta.
Yeah, she was one of the 3 supporting concepts of my term paper in undergrad.
Oh.
Yeah. On how women are sexualized in video games. And that's what gets them higher ratings.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, again, I'm not a woman and I don't deal with it in the same way as women do. Because it's not a direct effect on me, I guess, as much as it would be for you. But for me, I'm just like, okay, well, at least she owns it. And it's about, she kind of, as a character, portrays that. But at the same time, for you, I could see how that's still a problem. For me, that's kind of how I justify it, is the way I think of it. Like, I don't really enjoy her character.
For me, it's not a problem. I'm just not interested.
Fair. Yeah, I don't feel ashamed playing the games, though. It's just...
Yeah, I don't care if my husband plays it. She doesn't want him.
Yeah.
Well, she also doesn't exist, so.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like, oh, man. I am not, like I've talked about this a couple times. I am not into like fawning over a digital person. That is not something I do. Let alone like the whole waifu thing is just so not for me. Like I am not into that. I don't even do that with real people like celebrities. I'm even like, this celebrity is so hot. This is something that my ex-wife and her mother used to do a lot. Like, oh, I would totally marry that guy. Like they would just like fawn over these soap opera guys, Spanish soaps.
Mm.
And I'd be sitting there like, watch soaps with us, Cham. Watch them. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. So then they would complain about me playing my 3DS while they were watching soap operas. It's like, at least I'm not like eyeballing a bunch of people on the screen. Jeez. I'm just hunting monsters. Jeez. like, like, I don't feel jealous over this person you're never ever going to meet, but I still find it weird and stupid. like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, like, even when people are like, but, isn't that too much for Bayonetta? I was like, I'm not attracted to pixels. It's just not a thing. like, I like the gameplay somewhat. Bayonetta 1, not so, like, it's not as well done as Bayonetta 2, I would say. But Bayonetta 3 is coming out, and why not play 1, 2, and 3? I just did it with Mass Effect, so why not? So,
But Fort, you don't want your big booba gun heel lady?
I always switch them to swords. You can customize what's on her heels and hands. Always swords for me.
Well, then sword. You don't want your big booba sword heeled lady?
No, because that's not a thing and it doesn't exist.
Uh,
So I've been playing through that.
I remember people giving guff over female armors in Monster Hunter and stuff, and I'm like, switch your character to a guy then?
Yeah, well, that is a bit of a
Get different armor?
it is a bit of a trickier one because it's like they've proven that that like a breastplate that actually has like a breast that comes out is actually efficient and does do something armor wise and does protect, but like
Mm-hmm.
they don't do that. They just make bikinis most of the time, so it's just like what. like this is this is just sexualization.
I would say the bigger problem is all the Switch store being infested with all the fucking JPEG games, and specifically the ones that are like, oh, this game is meant to be played one-handed, and I'm like, really?
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
This is what we're doing.
So what I have so the girls and I like today, and we talked about I got Kill It with Fire, which is a fun game about killing spiders in your house.
Jack got that on Game Pass right away.
So the girls and I were looking through the eShop. We normally do this. I haven't seen them in 2 weeks because of the new parenting plan thing. So, we normally go through the new Switch releases and just see if there's games that we want to play together or something. So we got Kill It with Fire, but on that list several times is da 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 a hentai game. Da 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 hentai game. Like that's just a thing that pops up all the time on the new releases, on sale, whatever. And then, so Cece, being old enough to read, is like, what is hentai game? Like, what does that mean? And I'm like, it means it's a dumb anime game. That's what it means. And I have already been like bashing anime because Chauncey still keeps watching it. So they're like, ew, you think Uncle Chauncey would play that? I was like, he most definitely would play that.
Oh yeah.
To be fair to the audience, I'm not going to bash my brother. He probably does not play these games. He's not like, he's fawning over anime girls like, that. But his Christmas present this year is 100% going to be a giant big boobed anime pillow. It is going to happen.
Nice.
This is something my dad had been joking about since we saw it on We Bare Bears. Have you ever seen that show, Sasha?
Nope.
It's a kid's cartoon with 3 bears that live together that are brothers: a panda bear, a polar bear, and a grizzly bear. So Grizz, Pando, and Ice Bear. And it's a fairly modern kid show. It's actually kind of funny. It's a Cartoon Network show. And Pando is a giant weeb and has a body pillow he calls Miki-chan. So we've been joking about getting Chauncey a Miki-chan for years. So like him watching so much lately that he's been... Now, the new update for Monster Hunter just came out, so we started playing Monster Hunter again. So he's actually stopped watching to play Monster Hunter with me. So that's been cool. But like, I've just been like, nope, this is the year. This is the year I get him the Miki-chan. And this is happening. So
I was gonna say you should maybe fuck with him and get one where it's like a female body giving thumbs up, but then like Photoshop your face onto it. Just to really mess with him.
oh my gosh. No, I can't even. What? Wasn't it Preacher that was saying that we needed to make official Hunter's Hub body pillows of me and you? Wasn't it Preacher that said
Hell
that?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, official Hunter's Hub
That'd be great.
Fortuan and Ace body pillows. No thanks. I don't.
And you would 100% need to like hide a camera somewhere to record his reaction as he opens it.
Oh boy. Oh no, I need to order it because you know why? They're gone next weekend, so it could come in the mail and he would never know. So I need to order this ASAP because they're going
Unless
to.
if he listens to the podcast after the fact.
He doesn't. Chance won't even listen to an audiobook. Like he gets mad when I'm listening to audiobooks in my car when I'm driving. So he is such an anti. He's. I don't want to bash on my own podcast here, but I have never expected anyone that I've met in real life to listen to this show. And Chauncey is actively like, I will not listen. I don't want to listen. Like even when I started this.
Well, next time that you're driving in the car together, you should play the song that briefly blew up and was being memed all over TikTok recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Seabat.
Okay.
And the reason why it blew up is because it was from a Reddit post from like a couple years back where apparently a guy stated that was like his making love song, the song that he would play during sex or during relations.
I don't know this song.
It is a really weird electronic song.
Oh, okay. So we're talking something like Sandstorm.
It's like really weird, and like a bunch of people were like memeing on it and like joking of how would you possibly go along to like the beat of it.
You don't. Like I think it's something you just don't. Yeah.
And then cut to this video Andrea sent me. In the Mormon community, do you know what soaking is?
Yes, I do.
Oh my god.
It's not. That's not just.
She sent me
that's just not. I will say this. That's not just a Mormon community thing. That is just a religious thing, I guess.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
She sent me a clip, and it was captioned, when your Mormon friend asks you to help him soak, but he plays Seabat, and he's like under a bunk bed, like shaking it to the music, and I was just fucking dying at that.
Oh my god. How, like, I don't want to get into this. I just my brain is just trying to rationalize soaking, and it just can't. Like I just,
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
sorry. Nope, I'm not getting there. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Nope.
It's a not at all legitimate loophole.
Nope. Nope. I think there are better loopholes. Just don't do it. It's abstinence. Like if you're gonna either you do it or you
It's
don't.
like
Don't be an idiot.
it's like pulling a train into a station, but it's being pushed by a semi truck and saying that the train isn't moving in the station.
Okay.
Like, sure, the train isn't technically doing the movement, but it's still moving.
So there's this game called Road Warrior that I might be playing soon. To change the subject.
Interesting.
It is I don't know if it's post-apocalyptic, but it looks like it. But it is a very story-driven, like, I don't think there's combat. I think it's very much decide, like, choose your adventure kind of deal. Kind of like Oregon Trail or something. I'm getting the vibes from.
So it's not like Mad Max-ish, because that's
Yeah, I was gonna
immediately
say,
where
it
my
was- that
that's
is what I
immediately
thought,
where
too.
my brain went.
The
I'm
Road
sure.
Warrior.
I'm sure it is Mad Max-ish. It looks like you're in a desolate wasteland that is turned into desert. Yeah, I'm sure that you get Mad Max vibes from it.
But like Oregon Trail,
Well, as far
Mad Max Oregon Trail,
as far as gameplay goes, I was thinking, not
I
like.
would play that.
So I'm gonna play it sometime. Like what? The problem is like I'm trying to find it like trying to finish Bayonetta and then split game time between that and it's like I have to want to sit down and not listen to something while I'm playing something on the PC because like a game like that I feel like needs your attention if you're reading a lot. Like I can't just watch a show while I'm reading a lot. So my podcast / watching a show while playing on the computer has become Proteus, but that's just a boomer shooter that you guys don't want to hear about. It's just more Doom shit. It's not Doom, but it is the same genre. So, is there anything else you guys have been playing lately?
Just Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing the Master Chief Collection.
Okay. So have you never played the Halo games?
I had a Xbox, but no, I never played any of the Halo games.
Personally, I don't really care for the story that much. I mean, Sasha, you were
Yeah,
kind of...
I've played them all, and I don't really know what happens because I was always player 2 of my brother's like campaign.
Yeah.
I got to be the arbiter.
That was me with some friends. Like I was just the player 2 for some friends getting through some stuff, and it's not like multiplayer was Halo
stuff
for me. I
know some stuff from the story, but like I just don't care. The Flood are really cool.
Sure. I think it plays into the whole like I don't really care for sci-fi stuff usually, but this sorry, the sci-fi stuff in Halo doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it in the order that it has listed. So I started off playing Reach, which was, I think, the third or fourth game that came out in the series?
Fourth. Yeah, fourth.
Yeah. And so that one's like essentially the
chronologically
prequel before Master Chief came into the picture.
Yeah, chronologically it is the first game, I believe. And then you're gonna be playing a weird one. Do you have ODST in the collection?
I believe so, yes. I think so.
So you're probably gonna be playing Reach 1, 2, 3 ODST or 2 ODST 3 or 3 ODST 4. Like ODST is gonna slam in between one of them.
I think 3 is last. I think.
Here.
No, 4 and 5 definitely take
Well, yeah,
place.
I know, but I'm talking about in the Master Chief collection.
Oh,
So it's
is 4 and 5 not in the Master
Reach.
Chief Collection? I didn't
I
know
don't
that.
think 4 and 5 are in the Master Chief
See,
Collection.
I didn't know that.
It's
I thought they were.
or here. Oh, wait, I did Halo chronology. Uh,
I know. I understand that Reach is first. I know that because the Fall of Reach is referenced in a lot of other Halo games, which is what made them make Reach. Which honestly is my favorite Halo game still.
I think
Come
that's
on.
the one I played the most.
I played a lot of multiplayer.
So
with that.
it's Reach, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST,
Yep, ODST.
Halo 4.
I forgot the ODST was actually a subtitle of 3.
Fart.
I forgot that.
Fart, no.
What? Oh, me again. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I heard you were like fart. Now I was like, what? What's wrong with Halo? What's wrong with the Halo list? Like I didn't equate that to more connection issues. It's gonna go up there and just throw a thing of water at Chance and be like, "Stop watching anime. You're messing with my stream." It's part of the reason why I want to get out and get a house because I can have my own connection and I won't have these problems and
Mhm.
which is on hold still.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's where we're at with buying this house. So
yeah, my buddy Jared is kind of under the same situation. Like they were trying to sell the house that he was renting from underneath him, and he's trying to buy it. So, of course, he's having all sorts of problems with the renters not taking care of things. So, like, he's been fighting with them to take care of things. Like their whole ceiling collapsed in their kitchen, and they didn't do anything about it for like, not as in they, as in him, as in the renters refused to do anything. Like the owners refused to do anything about it for a year over. So like
there was just a giant hole.
I don't
in
know
the
if it was a
kitchen?
full collapse, but it definitely part of the ceiling came down. Yes, like water came because it was a bathroom. Water came from the bathroom and spilled into his dining room and ruined a bunch of stuff. Like
Okay, yeah. So I was on the fence about bringing it up, but yeah, I recently watched a video about landlords and landlord TikTok and how they're just like
terrible.
parasitic scum of the earth.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that all are, but there's definitely a lot of them that seems that
Oh,
are.
there's enough of them that yeah, that's a well accepted opinion.
Sure.
There was one guy who was like, "Oh, if you're gonna listen to that story about how they lost their job or they lost a family member, being a landlord might not be for you." Okay, so being a human
Being a
isn't for
human.
you either?
Yeah.
Like,
Compassion is not a.
yeah, his whole premise was that, that's setting you up to be taken advantage of. And I'm like,
Yeah, well,
no.
there's a lot of that mentality that I see in people I know that are like, like everything they say is made up because they just want money. Like I've seen that opinion come from people that aren't landlords, just normal people. But then again, those people that I know that do say that have had to deal with people actually lying about that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of a hard line for at least for them. But yeah, if you're just like bar none, everyone who has like a death in the family is just lying, that's probably a bad stance to have. Like,
Well, I mean, just being compassionate.
oh yeah, no,
Because, like, there were clips of these two guys in Britain,
mm-hmm.
and one guy bought out a flat. Well, I think it was specifically a house that had 4 rooms, and he was renting out 4 rooms
Mm-hmm.
individually, and then he bought like a pub and renovated and converted that into housing. And they were talking about how they're charging total where he'd get like $2,000 a month or something like that, which is essentially just paying his mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And others were talking about how, they adjust rates just because other people in the area have higher rates,
Mm-hmm.
which the guy that made the video was talking about how that's essentially just greed, because nothing is making you change that rate other than just wanting money. And having lived in an apartment where pretty much every couple of months they would just raise the rent for no reason, I can definitely agree with that it's just to get more money.
I mean, that's so something that was suggested to me when I talked about, trying to get a house and it not going as well as I want it to. Something that was suggested is renting. And I hadn't really heavily considered it because I don't want to have to pay essentially the same amount monthly to not own anything.
I paid
Right.
more money when I rented for less space
Yeah.
and to not own it.
Yeah. So the complicate so like did I tell you guys about how the housing thing went?
Yeah,
think-
I'm pretty sure.
Where it was like half of my target.
Yeah.
So my parents have offered to co-sign. Well, we haven't done that yet, but that might solve the issue because their credit and stuff is pretty good. So that might help it. But if that doesn't go through, I have been considering renting, and not because I'm like in a need, like an absolute need to get out of here, but I do want to do something. Like I do like
Mhm.
so I have been considering renting again, but it's not like a I need out of here, I'm renting, getting out now. Like it's not like a dire thing, but yeah, it's not a great proposition because I remember doing it. I used to rent an apartment before I had my first house, and they tried to bump it up to 900 something a month. And then I think it was 950 was what they were going to go up to when we started. And then we just started looking for a house, and then I was paying $1,000 a month. So only $50 more for like a 3,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, full finished basement house. Like it's just like
Mhm.
my house that, I don't think, have I talked to you guys about my old house in Dayton that much? It was like, it
I don't
was
think so.
pretty much a dream home for me. Like, I think the only thing I didn't like about it was my kitchen. It's one of what I call a hallway kitchen, where you're just like walking through the kitchen, and there's like stuff on the right, stuff on the left, and you're just walking through it. Like there's not really an open space.
Oh.
But it wasn't small. It was just there wasn't a lot of open space between the kitchen stuff. But that, like, again, I didn't cook too much at the time, so I didn't care. But like being older now, I do think I want to have more space in the kitchen so I can do that kind of stuff. But like I had a whole room I didn't use. I called it the ballroom. Like, because it was just a wooden floor, and when the girls were really young, and I actually we'd still do this from time to time. I used to do dance parties where I would just put music on and we would just dance, like just have fun and dance. And actually, we had a dance party today. Turn on a bunch of music today. Like whenever we watch a movie they really like, at the end they always have an energetic song. Like I know the end of Rapunzel has a really energetic song, so we just get up and dance to, Rapunzel or whatever. So the end of what did we watch today? I know we watched Anastasia, but we watched something else too. I don't remember, but we watched something else, and then it had a really energetic song at the end. We danced to it.
I mean, Encanto slaps.
Yes, we have to dance to that. And my kid, if it's like a song she really likes, we have to do it 2 times in a row. So like we have to do the Bruno song twice in a row, or we get to do the
Oh,
opening to Totoro twice.
Mm.
I mean, we have a specific thing. Like we did it. I think it was an hour and a half today that we were dancing. Like,
That's a cardio workout.
yeah, it is. But I like to dance, and I
I don't.
and I, despite what other people say, because I don't care, think I'm actually pretty decent at it. I've had many people say you dance like a white guy, and I was like, that's fine. At least I can dance. They're insinuating I can't with that statement, but I'm like, I want to see you do better, and they won't.
Oh, that's funny. At the churro place we went to tonight, the Macarena came on, and I was trying to get Jack to do it, and I pointed out how this guy behind him was like doing like a little hands version of it, and then the family that was next to us, waiting on their order, like all the kids started doing it. I was like, "Come on, join them, dude." He was like, "No."
Yeah. Dude, when that song came out, I was like in second, third grade.
Hmm.
I hated it. That song came on, I ran. I ran away. Like I was just I was so sick of it. I as an adult, I know the whole dance and I will do it. It is fine. Like I I will do the hip shake and the jump and the turn and
Uh-huh.
um I Ace, were you part of the show when I was doing ballroom dancing before COVID hit? So I know some.
I don't think so.
Okay, so have done a ballroom dancing class. Unfortunately, many times I was the only student, so it was just me and the teacher ballroom dancing. But there was some other times where the problem is it's also a couples thing, and like I was the only
Mhm.
single guy there, and I wasn't going there to find people. I like dancing, so I went and I learned how to ballroom dance. Like I taught the girls
Mhm.
today how to do. I don't remember the name of it. It's one of the it's one of the Spanish ones. It's not a tango. It's a Spanish ballroom dance, and I don't remember the name of it. But
Salsa.
I don't think it's salsa.
A
'Cause
mambo. No, I don't know.
salsa is super easy, dude. Like you ever seen people in movies where they're just like sort of rocking back and forth, and then they rock like forward and they rock back? That's a salsa. I'm not even kidding. Like it's just salsa's like super easy. Now you can get fancy with it, and that's what you see on the movies when people are like, "Let's salsa," and they start spinning around and stuff. But like a basic salsa is pretty freaking easy.
Can you do the dancing from West Side Story?
No, who that's a choreographed show. It's like saying, "Can you do this show? Like, can you do this Broadway show dance?" Like, no, that's a learned dance. Like, it's like doing the bus stop for 2 hours. Now but I did learn whatever that was, and I learned like a basic 4-step or that kind of stuff. So, Cece really likes to dance too, so I encouraged that when she was younger. So one of the things, there's a remix from from Earthworm Jim 2 called Glowworm Jim. It's like a 7-minute remix that I've had for a long time. And I was dancing while feeding her, and she was like 4 months old, right? Just being a dad,
Mhm.
putting baby food in her mouth. She's in a high chair on top of the dining room table, and I'm dancing this song, and she starts dancing with me at like 4 or 5 months, whatever she was at the time. So I was like, that's cool. So like I have always marked that is the first song you ever danced to, CC. So we actually danced to that today, and I did that in. It actually works really well with the Spanish dance that I learned because the beat works with it really well. It's just 4/4 time if you're familiar with music, but this dance goes slow, so it's just like 2 beats and then quick, quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like you're only moving for 3 beats, but you're doing all 4 beats. So it's just slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. And the song really lends itself to that sort of like counting, I should say, until you get halfway through it, and then it speeds up, and it's really fun. So I actually taught Cece how I danced to that back then. So we were all learning how to do the whatever. I don't know the name of the dance anymore because it's been since 2020. But so, yeah, my brother would make fun of me because I was practicing this ballroom dancing while we were waiting at customers. Like we'd be like waiting on some machine guy to bring something. So we were standing in a factory, and I'm sitting there going like, just slowly dancing back and forth. Like, I don't know, I like to dance, so and I know how to, at least ballroom style. All the other stuff, yeah, sure, you can make fun of me. I'm just having fun, but yeah. Wow, I didn't expect to be lecturing about dancing today. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So, next week is our usual news week. Is there any problems with that? I don't think.
As far as I know.
I don't think we need to really
Obviously,
talk.
if something comes up, I'd let you know.
Yeah. As far as I know, I don't think we really need to talk about stuff like Stadia. I feel like that was like, I'm okay with mentioning it today because like tomorrow, like next week, we're just like, hey, Stadia didn't work. Duh. Like, that's my answer.
I mean, we can also end up talking about how Nvidia wants people to take out loans to be able to afford graphics cards.
Yeah, there's a lot about the Nvidia stuff. That's not just that, just the high prices, but also EVGA leaving Nvidia. Like, did you hear about that part of it?
No.
So I
did see Intel is coming out with some cheaper graphics cards, though, sort of in counter to that.
So EVGA, who has been a brand in video cards with Nvidia, right? I mean, my what are they? 2070s? Yeah. My EVGA 2070s that are running this computer right now are crossfired together. Like they're not the highest end, but you know, they're pretty good video cards, right? EVGA has been a brand of video cards for a long time. They're noping out of the video card business altogether. They are cutting ties with Nvidia, citing like working with them is bad and all of that. We can get on to that next week, but like, yeah, there's a major shift in the video card industry happening because also all the cryptocurrency stuff crashed, which was causing part of the video card shortage. So we can get into that too.
Crypto bros suffer.
Yeah, and I just remember, I don't know, not even 6 months ago, Matt Damon walking across a spaceship saying, "Be bold, invest in crypto." Like, do you remember that commercial? That stupid thing? I'm just like, yeah, I'm not falling for your advertisement, Matt Damon. That's dumb. 6 months later, it collapses.
I mean, friggin', yeah, invest in imaginary fake money.
I've always thought that was dumb.
Just going with the normal money.
Yeah, I had an ex-friend of mine when I was in Dayton who actually was really into like Bitcoin farming and stuff at the time, and I was just like, what? He's like, I get paid real money for it. I'm like, do you? Are you actually getting money?
I think there's a special place in video gamer hell for Bitcoin farmers for using all those graphics cards.
Yeah. Granted, it's like a first world problem when you can't find your top of the line graphics card for cheaper than $1,000, but like also I would like to be able to buy a product at a reasonable price.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So if that's it tonight, we will reconvene next week, hopefully with Morg. I think Morg will be back. And we'll do some video game news and probably talk more about cryptocurrency dying, because that's fun.
I mean, I'd say it's also good just because like there have been multiple incidents of streamers or quote unquote influencers launching some just getting their money at a peak and then dipping out, and then all their fans and subscribers and whatnot get screwed over because it then
Yep.
plummets down to basically nothing. If I remember correctly, the most recent one, I think his name was Ice Poseidon, was in a big scandal around that, and probably should be prosecuted because I think he bought like a $125,000 Tesla or something like that with the money.
I think I heard about that. Yeah. Yep. So, money scandals, all sorts of other things. I'll probably have more Blizzard and Diablo stuff to talk about next week because I can't stop looking at that news.
Mhm.
I mean, there's
Oh,
Diablo 4 hype is gearing up already. Like, there's been release dates and all sorts of stuff talked about, and yeah, I'm excited.
brief little news. We got the official confirmation for Deadpool 3.
Oh,
and
the movie?
Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman is reprising his role as Wolverine for it.
That's a big ask, but okay. Yeah,
He is doing it. Like they
because
did
like
an announcement trailer where he was like
I saw
in Hugh's house.
I saw like a screenshot of that, I think, but I didn't look into it. I thought it was just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds and trolling people again. But
Well, he was fully like doing Deadpool-ish riffing, and then Hugh Jackman walks across in the background, and he's like, "Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine again?" And he starts walking up the stairs, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." So they did like a sort of like casual thing, and then they started following up with a video on the next day. But yeah, it's gonna be part of Marvel too.
yeah, I had heard that Deadpool 2 was supposed to be part of the MCU anyways. They just hadn't tied it in yet, I guess. Which brings in X-Men, which X-Men hasn't been part of the MCU yet until
Yes. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, I didn't watch that yet. So, forgive me. I haven't been
Do you want to know?
Sure, why not? I don't care. I'm not much
Charles Xavier is in it,
Okay.
and then
I
so is Reed
assume-
Richards.
I assume it isn't played by Jean-Luc Picard.
It is played by
It is
Patrick
is.
Stewart.
Patrick
Yes.
Stewart. Yeah, I hate that I remembered his Star Trek character.
It's because I planted that seed and we were talking
See,
about Brother Reggie.
I want to. This is why I want to talk about Mass Effect so much, is because my dad, as usual, the day after I finished Mass Effect, right, I go out. Next Generation is sitting on the TV, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, Mass Effect did this so much better. Like, how much better of a universe is built than Star Trek right now, and that's going to come up. I guarantee you, because
Careful, you're gonna make the Trekkies bad.
my dad's a Trekkie.
I am a next gen fan, so
I will say, of all of them, Next Gen is the most tolerable. However, that is the one that has put me the most scrutiny eye on for stuff like I don't like. I talked about, like, I tried to watch the whole series, but the last season I cut out like 2 episodes in because I was tired of dealing with Worf's kids shit. Like, I don't care about your son, Worf. Like, he just
But
doesn't.
he does.
He doesn't want to be a Klingon. Get over it. All right? Like, I don't care. This has been like the 5th episode we've focused on this exact same problem, Worf. Get your shit together and go fight an alien. I don't care. Like, oh, I hate any of the Q episodes. Like, the Q episodes just annoy me greatly. And I'm not looking for realism. Obviously not. But, like, there's just things that just bother me. And
Mhm.
it also doesn't help when I'm looking at Star Trek and I'm like, oh, and like it was the episode like whatever when I was talking about all this is like, oh yeah, that's that guy from MASH, and that all I can see is his MASH character playing this alien instead of being an alien. Um, gosh, I wish I could remember his name. He's the second annoying guy. Is it Winchester? I don't know. Charles Winchester? I don't know. I used to watch a lot of MASH.
Dean Winchester? Sam Winchester?
No, I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been I'd have to look it up, and I don't want to look it up right now.
No, those are supernatural characters.
Is that super? No, you mean Supernatural the show? Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Also, it's weird. I would have thought that they would have made a supernatural video game. I feel like that would be maybe interesting.
I would think they would have already done so.
I mean, they basically did. It's called Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's like all the religious stuff that's all through Supernatural. It's all the same thing in Diablo.
Yeah, but they're not riding in a 67 Chevy Impala and then having the, what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, frick, what do they call it? The emotional man scene or something? Whatever the fans call it.
There's not a video game. There's a pen and paper RPG of Supernatural that released in 2009. So like D&D. Is it a D20?
They got a lot of updating to do if they haven't already then.
I wonder if it's a D20
That's
system.
what, like 4 years after it started?
Oh, it's not a D20 system. Yeah, 2009. I don't know when Supernatural started. I haven't watched it.
Pretty sure 2005.
You know what? I don't know. I might watch it because I might need some fuel for writing my D&D articles. That's what got me to write the Wendigo, because episode 2 was just horse shit for a Wendigo. So
I mean,
might inspire me to rage write some articles. Huh?
They've got a lot of in-world creatures, and then in the later seasons, they start going into alternate worlds.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about demons and angels too. That's a big thing in Supernatural.
That's pretty much when I stopped watching Supernatural, because I just am not into that stuff.
I mean, doesn't Doctor Who do that too? Didn't Doctor Who get into demons and angels?
I'm not really into. I've never given Doctor Who a chance, so.
I don't. Neither have I. I just, on the fringes of nerddom have heard it. I don't know. See, that bothers me when it's just like it's like Diablo. I'm like, no, but Diablo's good. I don't know about Supernatural, but Diablo's good. Because that hurts my soul, Sasha. I can't. I love Diablo. I've loved it since I was 8. Okay, so next week we'll get into new stuff, and I don't know, because I might watch Supernatural at some point. I've been on the fence about it lately. Most of the time I've been no, but I have felt the need to write, but I have had zero inspiration on what creature to do. So Supernatural might kickstart, because I had no desire to write, and then I watched that Supernatural episode with my ex-wife. It was actually a very weird situation. It was like maybe the first time I sat down with her since like she moved out, and I was at her apartment and we watched the Supernatural episode 2 together. And I was just like all kinds of just not liking what was going on. The show, her, every like whole thing. Oh boy. So, alrighty. Thank you guys for listening and watching tonight. Sorry, the stream totally died in the middle. So once again, the YouTube is going to be split into 2 parts at least. The last time this happened, there I believe were 4 parts of that ended up going on YouTube. So the stream split into 4 videos. So this one
Mm.
I think is splitting into two. If it's splitting into three, it's only a few second segment, so I'll just skip it. But yeah. So yeah, and we have Sasha as the current champion, and next month, which will be November, we'll see if she can keep the title. See if Ace takes it back or Morg has a second shot. I think he's only been here for one, so I think this would have been his second or maybe even third try. I think he's missed the last two and he's had one.
Mm.
So yep, hopefully he gets a second shot and we'll go from there. So thanks everyone, and oh wait, I'm sorry, I gotta do the Twitter stuff. So follow us at HuntersHubPod on Twitter. Of course, the same thing on Twitch, and then at Ace Badger Gaming on Twitter for Ace, and then also your TikTok, right? Is that the
Mm-hmm.
yeah? And then yeah, so follow us on the stuff so you can see updates and whatnot, and you can see me complain about Monster Hunter because I'm totally upset with the end game still. But hey, I have fought the new monsters. They're cool. So have a good night, guys and gals.
Bye.
See ya.